We're turning now to the war in Ukraine. President Biden expected to arrive in Washington, D.C. just hours from now after wrapping up a historic trip to Poland. KCAL 9's Lori Perez live in the Fairfax district with the very latest on this crisis. Lori, in reaction to President Biden's strong words about his Russian counterpart.
Well, Leslie, the president definitely did not mince words, speaking from Poland today and condemning the war. Meanwhile, here in the Southland, many are working quickly to help the sea of refugees pouring out of Ukraine.
A dictator bent on rebuilding an empire will never erase a people's love for liberty.
President Biden in Warsaw, both his formal remarks and unscripted comments,
he's a butcher.
A clear condemnation of Vladimir Putin's war on Ukraine. But it's this reportedly off-the-cuff remark getting headlines.
For God's sake, this man cannot remain in power.
As leader of a democracy founded on the principle of leaders being chosen by the people, the White House scrambled Saturday to clarify the president's words. In a statement saying the president's point was that Putin cannot be allowed to exercise power over his neighbors or the region. He was not discussing Putin's power in Russia or regime change. Political analyst Jessica Levinson.
I thought it was a forceful speech where he really said there is right and there is wrong. You can be on the right side of history, you can be for freedom, you can be for democracy, or you can be on the wrong side of freedom. You can be for autocrats and dictators.
She says he drew a line between right and wrong and a line in the sand.
Don't even think about moving on one single inch of NATO territory.
The question is, or what?
Words absolutely matter, but a lot of words need to be backed up. And so when he says, don't go an inch further, I think he's saying a couple things. Don't go an inch further because we're going to be upset. And all of the other countries who are our allies are going to be upset. But what he doesn't say is, and therefore this is going to happen. And that's the big unanswered question. Does that mean at that point we would send troops?
As political leaders mull action, people in the Southland are taking action, collecting semi-trucks of donations. We spoke with Nick Zeitz earlier this month, hours before he left for the Poland-Ukraine border to set up a supply chain from LA to Lviv. He's back now with his mom and mother-in-law safely evacuated, but he left his heart in his homeland with thousands of refugees.
And as soon as I crossed the border, I saw a lot of people coming out of Ukraine, and it was painful. You cannot feel normal. You start crying, basically. That's what I did. I mean, a lot of people got hurt, physically or emotionally, but it needs a lot of time to heal those people because they.
His Ukraine United Association has now partnered with Krista Barnes' nonprofit. In just weeks, her children's school has collected truckloads of supplies. She'll head to Poland this week to bring them and do what the Real Project has been doing since 2008 in creating humanitarian films and fundraising.
In refugee camps, they have a saying called go and see and come and tell. So I go and see, and then I come back and I tell and share. Anyone that donates $5, anyone that donates $5,000 or $500,000, I want them to know where their money is going. And I want the people to know that there's a connection, you know?
And with news of strikes on Lviv Saturday, a city that has been thought of as relatively safe, the need for more is likely. The lines of women and children Zeitz saw with his own eyes, compelling him and Barnes to keep helping.
50% of the population of children from Ukraine are displaced. I'm a mom. I can't let that go without doing anything about it.
Now, over the last month, we have seen lots of people across Southern California and the nation, really, willing to donate supplies or money. But national polling shows there is still very little support for sending American troops to the region. I'm Lori Perez. Back to you.